the Baja From Hell. This is a really unique car, like unlike any other that you really see around. Like, it's not a normal STI or WRX. This thing is a ton of work in it, and it started life as a 210 horsepower Baja turbo, and now it's this. Just like ridiculous power. Thinking that this car now has double the horsepower that it once had as a stock vehicle is just mind-blowing, because I mean, it's just the character of the car is entirely different. Yeah, and you also have that major drone off the side lights, but the side exhaust is straight back from the turbo. None of that
There's
nonsense.
A tiny little resonator in there.
Oh, a little resonator?
Little resonator.
A little tiny resonator. It's just like, but yeah, no, the power is addictive. It's like, my goodness. I mean, you can just have fun in this thing all day long with just going fast in a straight line. But yeah, I mean, but it handles too. I mean, the chassis is very good. I mean, it's, you know, Subarus generally handle well. And Joe, what kind of suspension do you have on this?
This is actually stock 2003 Baja suspension. It's a little bit lower than the 2006 Baja suspension. White line sway bars front and rear. That's it.
This goes to show you how good Subaru stuff is to begin with, because this thing handles really, really well. The chassis is really taut, and even with the stock suspension, and you know, it's really a lot of chassis feel. You really can tell what the car is doing. The steering, I would say, is a little bit more loose than an STI's. The rack doesn't feel quite as tight, but I mean, you do get a really nice sense of road feel. The clutch, like we said, is really heavy, and but it really engages like solidly. You know when it's in. The gearbox is nice and really notchy and really accurate. You're never going to miss which gear you're going into. The brakes are also phenomenally good, as we found out earlier on the highway. And yeah, no, I mean, it's you know what's interesting is the pedal feel is, they kind of come on a little bit gradually, but when you really stand on it, they do their job. So you ready? And we're braking. Yeah, they work. A lot of those same parts. Yeah, I mean, there's a back road terrorizer. This thing is nuts. Oh yeah, they love us. See if we can scare this dog. Yeah, we scared the dog.
Right. Just stay right for the kids. For the little boy.
This car kind of falls into the same camp as a lot of other cars that I really love, and that it's just a big middle finger to most of the world and everyone who wants to follow the rules and, you know, live their life quietly without bothering anyone. You know, this car's not for them. And this car, in fact, is insulting to them. This car is very insulting to this Prius driver who we're going to buzz right now. Ready? Pure mischief in a vehicle. If you had to say one word about this car, it'd probably be mischief. Mischievous.
Yeah.
Just like, does nothing but put a smile on your face and no from everybody else.
Yeah. Oh, there's the Prius driver.
You get a lot of disapproving looks from
everybody.
From normal, like, law-abiding people. Like people who just, you know, just living their lives quietly. Not this car. This car is here to upset that. what's addictive. I mean, if you want a thrill ride of a car, this is certainly it. It's crazy. It's just, it definitely puts a big grin on your face. The sound also makes it just that much more just exciting. You know, you got, not only do you have the straight exhaust with the most intense Subaru boxer rumble I've ever heard coming out the side, you have that epic wastegate that opens up. It's just this rush, so you get kind of just like a real low and real high pitched sound at the same time. It's like having a supercharger kind of thing with a V8, but oh my god, it's very exciting to say the least. So the other good thing about this car that I've noticed compared to my STI is the throttle response is actually quite noticeably sharper. Now that's because of the air-to-water intercooler, right?
Yes. The distance from the turbo through the air-to-water intercooler core is maybe 2.5 feet.
Yeah, so that you don't really lose any pounds or any, and you don't have to lose any responsiveness in the piping itself. Really, it's pretty direct, and yeah, no, it's definitely noticeably sharper throttle response than my STI has. The only thing is, I mean, with this car, you do have to watch the knock in 4th and 5th gear at the higher RPMs.
Correct.
But you just back off the throttle a little bit, and you still get plenty of horsepower, plenty of acceleration, and you don't really have to worry too much. Just keep an eye on the knock light, and you're good. He's got on-the-fly map switching as well, so you basically just, if you want fuel economy, you put it in map 5 and stay at a boost.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then you could get, what'd you say, 27 miles to the gallon?
I've gotten 27, 28 miles to the gallon.
It's not bad.
In the power map, actually, just being careful.
Really, just staying out of boost.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people talk about special in a car, that quote-unquote special, and this thing absolutely has just tons and oozes character. And you know, a lot of modified cars do when they're built by, you know, one person. See, there's that clutch. When a modified car is generally built by one person, it just, you know, a lot of their personality and the people who built it, you know, is in the car, and it just becomes entirely personalized. So it's, for a car like this, not to have character would almost be impossible.
Just, isn't that one of the most obnoxious vehicles you've ever seen in your life?